first off, can you just give us like a quick run through of like how this all started and take us through basically until current times, like what's going on now? Just a quick summary.
Well, I mean, it started when I was watching, like, I've been watching the troll channels for a while. But sometime around this year, you started noticing that Kelly actually started losing weight. And the way that he was treating her while she was losing weight was reprehensible to me. Like, there was no support in that household at all. Like, the man's bringing in cases of yoo-hoos and honey buns, and instead of wanting to go out and get like an actual real dinner, he's making her get like fucking Bojangles and Zaxby's, and it's really hard. Like, I've been losing weight over the last like year and a half. It's really hard to have to fucking eat at these places and make those types of decisions. And I was like, dude, this woman needs some sort of support system in that household. And I was like, fuck it. My girlfriend calls me Captain Save a Ho, because I love saving the hoes. You know what I mean? This is fucking what I do. I got a little bit of extra time. I got a little bit of extra money. You know what I mean? Whatever. Fuck it. So I hit her up on Twitter, and she wasn't, getting to me, because on Twitter you have to be following the person or they don't see it, So Wings Tings ended up in my chat one night and on Twitch, and he was like, "What's up, pimp?" I was like, "Not much, man. Fucking, just shooting the shit. Same thing that I always do. Just, having a real chill, mellow stream." And I mentioned that, like, about that I DM'd Kelly, and he was like, "Oh, yo, I talk to Kelly all the time." And I was like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, yo." I was like, "Well, DM her and tell her to fucking answer my DM." And like, I shit you not, within like 10 minutes, she fucking responded to me. She's like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "It's like, I'm your new best friend." She's like, "What?" I was like, I'm here to conversate." And she was like, "You're not starting out real good with the troll shit." You know what I mean? And I was like, "No, I'm serious. I'm here to conversate." Like, I gave her a little background about me losing weight and shit, and I was like, "I want to help support you on your journey." And that's where me and Kelly started talking, and that was about like 3 weeks ago. And we've been talking ever since until today. She's kind of mad at me right now.
So you guys have been talking for like 3 weeks now, you would say?
Yeah,
like
yeah. We started talking on September 13th.
Okay. That's a good amount of time for a married woman.
Oh yeah, no, we've had quite a bit of conversations. I've even my girlfriend has pointed it out. She's like, you talk to her a lot, and I was like, yeah. I mean, this guy doesn't show her any fucking attention, so she's got a lot of spare time to be had.
Yeah. All right. So during this times, how did the conversations, you know, where did the conversations end up going after that first week? I'm sure like at first it was a little bit of like, okay, let's get to know each other or whatever. But what happened after that first week?
It was cordial. It was a very cordial relationship. Obviously, the night that I was, because I'm a little bit of a troll too on the fucking part time. When I was fucking like scrolling through, and I was like, look, there goes the little Mac and all that shit. It was fucking just trolling. I obviously not gonna send an unsolicited dick picture. It's a fucking, I'm a YouTuber. YouTubers get dragged for that. You know what I mean? You gotta have a bitch
of course
explicitly
not.
ask for that shit, bro. You can't fucking just pop a dick pic in a DM. It's fucking. Plus,
right.
If I was actually going to make like any type of move on Kelly, I'd wait for it to be like in person, not shooting a shot over the fucking internet and shit. But
right.
we it was cordial, and and then like I said, over the last like week and a half, I started liking her a little bit. I was like, this girl's actually pretty sweet. She's fucking deserves a lot better. So we started like talking about like more personal things, I started asking her about the cheese pizza stuff. I started asking her about like the animal abuse clips.
Whoa. So when you asked her about the cheese pizza stuff, what did she say?
she's just like really. That's what I was like getting to, like all the awful shit like I was asking her about, and like she's just like complacent. She's just like, yeah, he says awful things and blah blah blah. I don't believe he is actually like that, and yada yada bing boom, and like little by little, like because I liked her, it started souring me on her because through no fault of her own, she has to stand by her man while he's saying all this awful shit, and it's now making her look bad because she's a good person doing nothing about this, you know, and like
Yeah.
that's when I was like, bro, we need to expose this because we need to get Kelly out of that situation. This needs to become a rescue mission now, bro.
So it's safe to say that Kelly was clearly disgusted by her husband's comments about cheese pizza.
Yeah, no, she was like, I did not need to see this right now. Like, I don't need this stress. And then, like, she started telling me, like, the stress from his, like, daily life is actually starting to physically manifest and cause her to be sick and, like, cause her, like, actual anxiety and physical manifestations of that anxiety.
All right. Bruh, I'm just like, I understand that Kelly, she comes off as like a really good person. And, it's easy to, when you look at Kelly next to Wings, to think, Kelly, she's a saint. But you got to think to yourself, she's with Wings. She's been with him for a couple years now. She knew who he was before they got married. You know, at some point, any
Uh oh.
person things he says about kids and think, I got to go.
No, what's that?
Did you hear anything I just said?
Yeah. Go ahead. Repeat that. It kind of stuttered there.
Oh, I was saying that, like, yeah, it's easy to look at Kelly next to Wings and think, yeah, she's, she seems like a really good person and she's sweet and stuff like that. But at the same time, she knew who Wings was before they got married, and she's been with him for like 2 years. And you would think that any mature adult that hears their partner say something like that would start to find an out, wouldn't you say?
For sure. Like if my girlfriend like started making jokes about like oh yeah, like I want to fucking suck off horses and goats and shit like that, I'd be like, where is this coming from inside of your head? Like, can we discuss this? Like, we need to, like, that's not cool. Like, do we need to get PETA on this?
Yeah, for sure. So, did Kelly make any comments about Wings and like his, like, did she say anything about what he says on stream? Like the, let's say, um, like his streaming schedule, him complaining about money. Did she say anything about that stuff?
Oh yeah, like she completely like lambasted him a few times about like his inability to fucking like keep to a schedule or upgrade his stream or like actually put any fucking real effort forth more than just sitting there and playing fucking Rainbow. You know what I mean? Like she's cognizant and aware of the fact that he could do a lot better and he's not. That's for 100% sure.
Can you tell us any of like the details? Can you give us some examples of some things she might have said or brought up, different situations?
Uh, I'm pretty sure we've had some screenshots to share, didn't we? Or did you want to save that for your videos?
Yeah, but I'm saying for like,
Because that
no,
would
I'm
be
talking.
that's
You could discuss any of the screenshots.
okay. I'll have to pull up the screenshot. Like I'm not gonna pull it up on stream. I'm gonna wait for you to put that out in the video. But oh no, we don't want to talk about that one.
Yeah, but for any of the people that haven't seen the screenshots or they're a little behind, like, can you give us some insight? Coming from you, the guy that was actually talking to her, like some of the things she might have said, talking about Wings's ambition or like him complaining about money or his lack of like, having a streaming schedule or actually streaming. Like, for instance, he complained about getting that $500 from Mario Luigi, and and he didn't stream for 2 days after he got that. Like, did she have anything to say about that?
Yeah, exactly. That was what I was questioning her about. I was like, why does he fucking like sit here and say, "Oh, I need to make this much money, but I can't fucking do it." But you get a $500 donation, you get a chance to get ahead, and that's when she was talking about like he has like no ambition, and he doesn't. Where is it? I'm trying to find. There's a lot of screenshots we shared today. And I don't think we've shared a lot of
yeah. Did she ever just flat out call him lazy? You know, because like the general consensus is Wings is just fat and lazy. Did she ever just basically say that herself?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she said he's lazy.
So, you know, we talked about Kelly's thoughts on the cheese pizza, but did she ever discuss like the animal abuse situations, like you know the like Bongo or the cats or anything like that?
Uh, when Bongo was being dragged in through the hurricane, I I still feel like he was out in the shed. I don't feel like he was inside. I don't have any proof on that, but I don't feel like he was inside the laundry room. I feel like he was thrown out in the shed. But
Did Kelly say anything about it?
No, but that's one of the things I didn't get a chance to really talk about was like the animal abuse really too much, but the fact that like when I suggested to her that he should play the game Stray, she was like, yeah, he can't play that because like there's gonna be too many bucket jokes and shit. So like she's aware that he has like the animal abuse and shit in the past.
So Kelly was making bucket jokes with you?
Yeah, she referenced the bucket a couple times. She said
Jesus Christ.
She said when fucking like if she says too many, like if she tries to encourage him too much, he shuts down and says stop criticizing me and tells her to go away and like basically bans her IRL for a few hours. Like she's got to go out of the house for a bit.
He told his wife to go away.
Yeah, yo, he said it's in the screenshots. There's just so many of them. There's the daddy screenshot. That's a funny one.
She called you daddy?
Couple times.
A couple times? So you're telling me, let me make sure I'm understanding what's going on here. So you're telling me that a married 37-year-old woman, called another man on Twitter daddy?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, I mean,
my
I
fucking
can.
Lord, dude.
I guess I'll share this. I don't think this one's really been put out there, but it's not like the worst. But it's, you know, a married woman should not be doing this. This is where she said I'm bored, and I told her I'd take you out on a picnic, and she's like, oh, you're not even here, and you're planning today. I was like, you trying to go on one? And she's like, you playing tonight? I was like, mm-hmm. She's like, just saying, don't act innocent. You know what I mean? Like she knows what the fuck was up, bro.
Bro, that's what I like to call honest flirting. You know, that's what Wings would call it. It's a little honest flirting. Oh my god, bro. That's like that. If there's not any other damning evidence, that's damning evidence right there. Like, Wings, how do you feel that you're? Because I'm sure Wings is here watching right now. Probably has it pulled up on the TV in the living room right now, watching it with Kelly scolding her. You know, kind of like rubbing the dog's nose in the corner of the room where he pissed. Wings, how does it feel to know that your wife called Mac Daddy over here daddy? Like, she's calling other grown men on Twitter and DMs daddy. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's not something I even requested.
All right.
That was her own like thing. But yeah, no, that exact fucking scenario you just laid out actually happened with Wings Tings when that video went up. she got pulled into the living room by Wings, and he confronted her with my video on the Apple TV.
What the fuck?
That's some creepy ass behavior, bro. Like he literally like brought her in and sat her down like she's a fucking child, and like, this is what you've done wrong. We're gonna discuss this. I need to see your phone. I need to go through your fucking DMs.
Do you have a picture? Do you have a picture that she might have sent you? I know you got like a fuckload of screenshots, but do you have a picture of that she might have sent you? Like, how did you find out about that?
Oh, she sent. That's a video that she sent me in Twitter right here.
So she showed, or so Wings showed Kelly a Wings Teams video, basically scolding her about her actions, and you were in it.
Yeah. It's like, where is it at?
Holy fuck!
Here it is. This is where it came up. She was like, "What's fun?" And then an hour later, the video broke, and she was like, "Wow." And I was like, "Ooh!" I just looked at my notifications. I was like, "I got no idea what that's about." I was like, "Is he hitting you?" And she's like, "No," but she sat him down to confront him, and she's like, "No, he hasn't hit me or anything." And I was like, "Ah, that's some old shit." She's like, "Why'd you do that?" I was like, "Cause Wings Tings was asking if I was friends," and she was like, just fucking. So I was like, "That's fucking weeks ago." You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking. I told her I'm gonna go live.
Man, that's crazy.
Clear it up.
That's crazy. So it's safe to say that, you know, when Wings, like earlier today, he was like, my wife's not cheating on me. She, you know, she could talk to who she wants to. She didn't send selfies to anybody, this and that. Did she send selfies to you? Because in the Wings Teams video, it's clear that you can see pictures being swapped back and forth, and it's clear that she was sending selfies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that Kelly might have erased them?
No, they just go away because it was on Snapchat. So those pictures that she sent me on like fucking like Twitter and shit were like her and her niece and shit like that, and they were fucking out and about and shit. And she's like whenever like I'm out, I'd send her a picture of me and my girlfriend where we're at, and when she's out, she'd send a picture of her and like or where she's at and shit like that. Fucking, but like you know we would send selfies and shit on like
so
back and
Wings
forth
saying
and shit.
that. Yeah, so Wings saying that, oh, you know, she didn't send any selfies, this and that, like his claims on that subject right there are completely false. Because, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to show us like, never before seen Kelly selfies, but I mean, can you prove to the people? Because there's going to be some people that are going to say that we're lying. Is there any way you could prove that Kelly did send a selfie?
I actually can.
Oh my God.
So for context, those of you guys that don't know, like when she'd wake up, she would send me a text, or if I woke up first, I'd send her a text. And because we both have long hair, and like something that a lot of people that don't have long hair have to deal with is when you wake up, your hair is all fucked up and shit. So like, this is like we used to send like fucking bedhead fucking selfies in the morning to each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
because my camera's not fucking.
So you're telling me, bro, this is just mind blowing because of like, you hear what Wing says on stream, you know, Kelly didn't send any selfies. The most she did was send some pictures of her shoes to this guy that I've banned in my chat probably 8 times that I hate. And then you look at Mac on Twitch, and Kelly's up here sending first thing in the morning selfies, like bedhead selfies. That is so crazy. Like, it's so wild to me that she has so much detachment from Wings, and you know, she married Wings thinking that, you know, okay, I've always wanted to be married. He seems like a sweet guy off stream. You know, he seems sweet to me. But within 2 years, he has pushed her away so fucking far, to the point where she's waking up in the morning sending bedhead selfies to another man on the internet that she has never met. Like, I think it's safe to say that
and
any normal human being.
I've only been talking to her for 3 weeks. Like, it just goes to show, like, who
3
else?
weeks?
Who else is she talking to?
Bro, imagine if you guys went on imagine if you guys were talking for about like 2-3 months, 6 months. Imagine where it would have gone if, you didn't choose to go ahead and put this up there. She probably would have gotten her car and drove on over to you.
I tried to get her up here for the Phillies Braves game. I told her, I was like, I'll buy you tickets. We'll go up here. You stay at my place and fucking we'll go see the fucking Phillies game and shit. But she was like, no, there's a fucking can't get away and shit like that. Fuck it.
Yeah, just tell Wings you're going for a walk, then you're about to go kayaking, and then you got to go to church. That's plenty of time to go on your date with Big Daddy Mac.
Well, yeah, because, like, my girlfriend doesn't like going to baseball games. She thinks baseball's boring. And fucking Wings is too fat to sit in the seats at the baseball game and walk around the fucking park and shit. So it makes sense. Why not?
Yeah. All right, so in the last video that me and YOLO put out, we seen screenshots from Snapchat. So how did you guys end up being friends on Snapchat? Like, how did those conversations start? Like, how did you get her Snapchat, and where did those conversations go?
That was actually out of nowhere. The first time I talked to her, I was like, let me get that Snap. And she was like, you wish. Like, the trolls have been trying to get my Snap for, like, months. And I was like, I'm not a troll. I'm fucking delightful. You know what I mean? And she's fucking... Yeah. She's like, no, I'm not giving you my fucking... And I was like, well, give me your phone number then. She's like, well, I'm not giving you my phone number if I'm not giving you my Snap. And I was like, well, how are we going to talk then, Kelly? And she was like, I don't know. We're going to have to figure that out. And then fucking, like, I guess, like, after, like, a week or so of talking to her, she trusted me enough. And she just, one day, I woke up and there her Snap was in my Twitter. And she was like, add me on Snap. And then that's where we had, like, a little bit more, like, private conversations, if you will.
Would you say the conversations somewhat got intimate, though? Because, like, in the screenshots that we seen, I'm not saying you guys were romancing, but in the screenshots that we seen, in those 2 Snapchat screenshots that were in my last video, it looked like, Kelly's talking about sex. She said that she's never been penetrated. She's still a virgin. That is
she
basically disputed all those claims on Wings, saying that I could step up to the plate at any time. So, like, what led up to that conversation?
Man, like I said, that night was the night that I was actually drunk for the first time in, like, fucking 7 years. And that's why I didn't screenshot the rest of that fucking... Because, dude, when that fucking... I swear to you, like, when I had that fucking conversation pop up on Snap and she said she never had sex with him, like, I literally... I jaw on the fucking floor, yo. And I was like... How do I tried getting my webcam up there and it wasn't focusing. I was like, how do I get this on fucking camera without her knowing that I'm going to screenshot it? Because Snapchat lets you know that you screenshot. And I was like, fuck it. I pull up my burner phone.
Yeah.
And I fucking take a picture of it like that. And then, like, after that, we started talking. And the conversation after she said that she was still a virgin led towards me, like, questioning her towards, like, are you sure that he's too fat for you guys to have sex? Or is it an actual, like, just lack of sexual experience between you two? And, she was like, they tried the first night and shit. And
he won't do it. They'll make plans to go to something, somewhere as simple as Best Buy, and he can't even follow through with those plans to go out with his wife to Best Buy. He never leaves the house. Kelly leaves the house once a day at least, and all he does is hit her up to ask her to bring home food. And to think that he leaves the house once a month to go meet up with some crackhead, I mean, it raises an eyebrow, to say the least.
Yeah, see, here you go. She said, so it is at 6:45 p.m. she hit me up. It's kind of late to be, dragging people around town, She's like, so Jordy took a crackhead to her car across town, but doesn't. Why would he take her to her car? So fuck it. He's just like, wait, why did he have a crackhead in his car? And she's like, she came to the house because he let her put his stuff in a shed. And apparently she was there at the house looking for her car key. She found her car but didn't want to have to walk to her car. And I was like, it's kind of fucked up. She's like, she does stuff like this all the time. I was like, is this his mom? And she goes, she runs out of gas, she calls him. Her car breaks down, she calls him. Fucking, she goes, no, it's a girl from the neighborhood that he's known forever. I was like, is he fucking her? She said, no. I was like, it's just weird that he'd let her do this. Like, he used to buy hookers online. And she's like, she doesn't have anyone to help her. I was like, maybe she's one of the old hookers that he used to get. And she's like, no, he really didn't. And he's like, for real, he's too cheap to pay for something that he can get for free. He's like, that's not true. He hates playing on PC, so he bought an Xbox One Series X to play Halo Infinite when it's free on PC. And she said, dude, I would never, I would tell you the truth. He honestly has never paid for a hooker. I was like, but would he admit that to you? I'm just saying.
Mr. Yellow Dick Swagger had a good point. He said Brandy's sister used to be a crackhead, and he's wondering if it might be the same person.
Oh, man.
You know, Conway's
is
a small
Wings getting
town.
cracked?
Anything's possible.
Is Wings being cracked by Brandy's sister? To get back at Brandy being
my
black?
God.
She's like, you ruined my marriage, I'm ruining yours, motherfucker. Are we seeing, like, the full circle consequences have actions, pimp?
Bro, so I think I only got one more question for you, and then I'll let chat, have their way with their questions. But did Kelly still talk to you even after, we exposed this whole situation and me and YOLO and Wings Teens uploaded our videos?
Yeah. Me and Kelly were talking, and I was like, listen, Kelly. I was like, I know this looks bad right now, but, we're going to let this blow over, and we're going to work through this. And she was like, I don't see how we're going to. And I was like, trust me, we're going to figure this out. And she was like, okay. And then fucking, then 2 hours later, I was blocked. And fucking Wings' Twitter went away on Twitter. And he has not been seen since.
Do you think she got scared? Because I feel like,
I asked her straight
Kelly,
up. I was like, does
like
he hit you? I wanted to make sure, because I knew I was going to get blocked at least some point in time. So I wanted to make sure before I got blocked, in case if Jordy grabbed her phone or whatever, that she wasn't being hit by him. And she said, no, he doesn't hit her.
Man, I feel like, because I know from personal experience that Wings will go on her phone and block people. And, sometimes, the conversations with the trolls, if Kelly brings light to it in front of Wings, he'll take the phone and have conversations with the trolls and then block them and say what he wants. Like, he told me that he knew where I lived off of Kelly's Twitter. So I have a feeling that once this situation got brought to light, Wings probably made her hand over the phone and blocked you himself. I don't think that Kelly did that by choice, because it's obvious Kelly wants an out. She might not want to.
I still had her on Snapchat up until about an hour ago when I was talking that she still has me on Snap, and then it was gone. Then she's gone. So I know Wings was watching tonight for sure. There's no way he wasn't.
Oh,
dude,
yeah, without a doubt.
She showed me that he literally brought her into the living room and sat her down like she was a 5-year-old child and confronted her about me and her talking for the first 24
hours. Oh my God, bro! I just can't
I know
vision
she
that.
wanted a daddy, but I don't
I
think
can
she
just
wanted
see
a
it.
father.
I could just see it. Bro, I feel like everybody in the chat could see it. Wings getting up out of his chair. He's been thinking about it nonstop. It's been weighing heavy on his chest. And he gets up and he's like, Kelly, you need to have a seat over there on the couch. That $5 Goodwill couch I bought you. We need to have a discussion. What the hell is this? Wings Teens and Mr. Yellow Dick Swagger and 007 just uploaded a new video. You need to explain yourself. And it's like, man, I feel like Kelly wants an out of that relationship, but she doesn't want to look like the bad person, and she doesn't want to be the person that, divorces Wings. I feel like at this point she just wants Wings to say, "All right, it's over," because
Here's
she's been caught so many times.
here's the worst part is when she said to me in those screenshots that I showed you, I feel like I'm stuck. And we've seen Wings use the threat of suicide against people to get the way what he wants. Do you think it's possible that he's manipulating her to stay in that relationship by saying, if you leave me, I'll have nothing, I'll kill myself?
Bro, that's a solid ass point. I'm not gonna lie, like that probably rung a lot of bells because if he'll say it to trolls to get them to stop making videos about him, there's a 100% chance that he has said that to her to stop her from doing something or leaving him or whatever it may be. Like I'm 100% sure. I mean, he's a narcissist. You know what I'm saying? He has to have said that to his wife without a doubt.
That's awful. That's like, dude, that's like the worst thing you could do to keep somebody in a relationship is to threaten them with suicide. Because that's like, dude, now you're keeping somebody prisoner in a relationship and not allowing them to go and live their life. And then he's stealing the best years of her life away from her. And then by the time he dies, she's gonna be too old to have kids and not be able to fulfill that dream of hers to become a wife and a mother.
Yeah, I mean, she's already 37 years old. You know, she doesn't have much time left. Like
She's
even if
38,
she did leave
38,
him to go find
38.
somebody else, it still might be too late. She's gonna have to rush into having kids if she wants to have a kid. I think that dream is long gone, and I think the opportunity is off the table.
She's 38 actually. She's 38.
Oh, she's 38. Yeah,
38.
see, even then, like she's never had sex, so there's no telling if she's still fertile or whatnot. But I don't think the possibility of her having kids is too is
I don't think
is
it's far fetched.
likely at all.
I don't think it's far fetched.
You don't think it's far fetched?
No, she's a fucking Southern girl. They ain't fucking shit out kids like fucking pigs, bro.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, you got a point. You got a point.
Well, no, yo,
I
she's
just
got
don't
them
see
Southern
Kelly
genes,
having.
bro. She fucking, dude, you fucking come anywhere the same room as her and she's pregnant.
Hey, let's be honest. You know better than everybody else, because hey, she's gone further with you than she has her own husband at this point. Let's be real.
No, I think she sucked the wang of redemption because she said define sex like Bill Clinton, and I said penetration, which means that they've probably done other things, which is even more horrifying to think about. Is having to fucking ask Jordy to fucking pull his gut up so you can fucking get under the gut, just like the Discord.
Man.
Shout out to the
I
OGs,
don't know,
bro.
man.
Shout out. I've been
I
around,
don't.
bro. I've been around.
I don't think that Kelly has ever came. Let's be honest. I don't think Kelly has ever came. She might have gotten her. She might have gotten licked, but I don't think she's ever came.
No, and she's a good Christian girl that doesn't believe in masturbation, actually. Which is even
I was
sad.
just about to ask you if she ever brought that up.
I asked. I was like, "You got any like vibrators or dildos?" And she was like, "No, I don't do that."
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't buy into that. Oh, I'm a Christian woman. I'm a saint because it's a sin to if you marry somebody to go flirting around and cheating and
I get that, but
I don't think
it's
that.
weird because there's always like this non-existent line that she wasn't willing to cross, especially on Twitter where she knew that the fucking chats weren't getting deleted. Like on Snapchat, she was a little bit more lenient with the shit that we were talking about. But like whenever things would get a little bit too towards there, she'd be like, "All right, we need to like back this up a little bit." Like she'd pull back a little, and that's why I said that I would wait till in person to shoot my shot.
Yeah, I just don't think you can call somebody a good Christian girl if they're on Twitter calling another man daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, that's mighty Christian of her, bro.
It's tough for me to do that.
That's mighty Christian of her, actually. Sounds about right.
All right, man. So at this point, I've asked all the questions that I have to ask. We got 780 to 800 people in here live. I'm sure there's a lot of fucking questions that people want to ask. If you want, you can just look at the chat yourself and answer off any questions you think that you'd like to answer.
Yeah, yo, let's open it up to the chat. And before we do, I want to say, big. If she was played with me, I'd probably be able to put together a team that could carry Kelly to diamond. But with Wings, probably gold. Probably gold. All right, this chat's moving faster than a motherfucker. He said, put your question behind a $20 bill. Yes, I feel that. What do I rate Kelly on a scale of 1 to 10? I'd say Kelly's a solid 7, but the fact that she's a fucking virgin,
Woo!
the fact that she's a virgin moves her up to an 8. Now, let me explain my scale. Let me explain.
Yo, that's a hot take.
Let me explain this to you. I don't want to like out you or anything, but you're a young man, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, when you get to be like 39, 40 years old, finding a girl that's not all skanked out, 38 years old, no kids, fucking and easy to mac like that, bro, it's fucking easy 7. You know what I mean? She's not like she's not like awful. If you put her in some nice clothes, taught her how to do some makeup, got her nails done and shit, like yo, she'd be serviceable for sure.
Man, I'll put it like this. The fact that she's never had any real sexual partners, it'll put her up to a 5 on my scale. But if she did have sex with Wings, she's a solid 3. Like, and that's, you know, from my point of view, that's on my scaling system. But, well, I don't know. Giving her an 8, that might be a hot take. But, I'm young 20s, so I don't know how the rating system goes.
You're young
for
20s. Wait till you see the dated pool in your late fucking 30s, yo. It's a fucking swamp, yo. It's my swamp. You know? It's fucking...
Oh fuck.
Credibility lost. Hey man, it is what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and make any fucking shit, but you know, I think that shows a lot that I'm willing to go to bat for Kelly more than fucking Wings. Is he'd sit there and call his wife, what did he call her, a 5 or some shit?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and he's not even.
Hey,
that,
I
so
think I see what's going on, man. I think I see what's going on, man. Big Mac's still trying to attack. But hey, I got a question for you. This kind of ties into what we were talking about at the beginning of the interview. But the number one most disturbing thing about Wings is the things that he says about kids. Would you say that Kelly thinks that Richard is a pedophile? Like, do you think that she sees what we see and she actually believes that he might actually have some pedophile tendencies?
Man. The evidence is damning though. Like, isn't it? Like, how, like, she could say that she hasn't seen all the shit, right? But I showed you a screenshot that I literally linked her. I was like talking to her about. I was like he literally was talking about fucking underage fucking shit again on Scream, and she was like, oh no, that's just old clips they're bringing up. I was like, no, like, this is recent, and I linked her to Mr. YOLO Dick's most recent video, and fucking she was like, yeah, I don't really need this right now, this is fucking stressing me out. And then she started feeling sick from all the fucking like stress and shit like that. So the fact that she felt sick afterwards of seeing that definitely tells me that she does not feel great about the things he said online about the cheese pizza.
Yeah, I know it. Like, she is probably disturbed by it, but
if it's causing you physical manifestations of sickness, then yeah, it's got to be disturbing.
So would you say, like, indefinite, that she believes that he's a pedophile?
I don't know. I think she doesn't want to believe it. I think she's in denial. I think deep down inside, she might have some sort of feelings towards it, but I think she's she suppressed those feelings so much that she actually like that Stockholm syndrome type shit. Like she actually believes like the shit that he says and like the lies that he makes up about it.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I think we agree for the most part. I mean, that's
Yeah.
some common ground. Like, some people will say, "Oh, he's not a full blown out pedophile, this and that," but I feel like anybody that sexualizes kids in any sort of manner,
Like
in any sort
personally,
of fashion, is a
like
pedophile.
I wouldn't let him fucking around any fucking young children in my fucking care. Hell no. No, it's fucking
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a dead no.
I think.
The enema story is
I
enough,
think.
bro.
Oh, bro, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. That shit makes me wheezy when I hear that clip.
Yo, there's even like worse shit, like fucking where Wings was like talking on PKA. Like, I'm not sure if this clip has been archived. It's a really hard clip to find. But I used to watch PKA back in the day, and I remember back before he told the whole enema story, he was talking about like it's impossible to not get sexually aroused from an enema and shit like that, and like
Oh yeah,
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 that fucking
yeah.
like,
That recently just got brought back up.
yeah, has that come back up? That's a
It
very
it hasn't been
obscure clip.
re-released. It hasn't been re-released, but yeah, I've heard about it recently.
Yeah, no,
Um,
that's a very very like old clip.
so all right, yeah, we could go back to answering the chat questions. I just had to ask you that because it's like the most disturbing thing about Wings, and I just wanted to
Yeah, no,
see what you thought
definitely
Kelly
I
thought
would
of the
not leave
situation.
children in his care at all, personally. And maybe that's why Kelly's not in a rush to like try to like have kids or adopt kids. You know, maybe she kind of feels like having kids in the house might be like maybe she sees how he treats the animals and shit, and she's like, do I want to have kids with that?
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Because when I was talking to her about not being able to have kids with my fucking wife, because my girlfriend, I've been with her for 15 years. She's 20 years older than me. I'm 38. Well, actually, I'm 39 now. She's fucking 58. She's too old to have children. So I was like, and she was like, what about adoption and everything like that? And I was like, I can't have a kid that's not mine, genetically. And she's like, oh, I could totally like love another fucking kid that's not like genetically mine. And I was like, why don't y'all adapt? And she was like, he's not gonna have kids. He doesn't want kids. So like he's not willing to compromise on that.
Yeah.
Which is
All right,
probably
boys.
for
Everybody
the
in the
best.
chat. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying.
Oh,
Which
bro,
is
without
probably
a
for
doubt,
the best,
like
given his
without a
track
doubt,
record.
without a doubt, like he's got such a huge track record that is disturbing when it comes to him being around kids. Like it's true, it's a blessing that Wings can't reproduce, and it's a blessing that they haven't adopted anything. Cause like look at how he's treated the dogs and the animals that are in his household and outside of his household. Look at how he treated whose dog was that was barking the day he kicked that kennel. And so I could just see it now. If they did have a kid and it was crying in the other room, and he was streaming, how pissed off he would get. Like if he's playing the game now and one of the people on his team has a kid and the baby's in the background crying and the guy's girlfriend or whoever is taking care of the kid, Wings is like, I can't take that shit, man. You gotta mute. Like, it's
Yeah.
a blessing. He's not around kids.
Especially like even if you take all the cheese pizza out of it, how he said he would handle it if his kid was gay. Like we all
Oh,
remember
bro,
that
exactly.
fucking clip, and we're living in 2022 where like there's a very high possibility that you might have a kid that's bisexual at very least. Like
Hey,
fucking.
I'm gonna have Mr. Yolodick Swagger send you a screenshot. If you can put this on the screen, that would be lovely.
Okay, yeah, I'll put whatever you'd like to put up. Is he sending it on Twitter?
I might have to send it to you.
No worries. Cheese pizza is an anagram for CP. We just don't feel comfortable saying those words out in public.
Yeah. Anybody in chat, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask away.
she has not talked about his hygiene at all. Just about the fact that he fucking like refuses to fucking, eat healthy or try to eat healthy.
I just sent you the screenshot. It's an 11-year-old comment, by the way.
Wow. So here's a comment from Wings's, I guess, YouTube channel from a long time ago that's talking about Wings, you're always talking about blanking kids. Now you're talking about Gabe, which was Brandy's child. Or Charlene's. It was Charlene's kid having an enlarged colon.
Yeah.
What have you done to that poor child? And that's like right around the time that he was talking about like, sexualizing enemas and, it being impossible to give somebody an enema without them getting, fucking physically erect because he's like, I think he was trying to like say, like the same thing he was trying to say like with his sister. Like he was like, oh, biologically her pussy stinks. I could smell it, and he's like making comments about it. And like he's like biologically because you're sticking something up in the ass and stimulating the prostate that they're gonna get fucking sexually aroused from it and shit. And like he's trying to fucking trying to paint this in type of light that he's fucking. I don't know. Like I guess he was setting it up for the whole enema story that he was gonna be telling on PKA. So.
And you can't forget that Gabe was 6 years old at the time. You can't leave that out. He is 6 years old.
And nobody's ever found out why Charlene just decided to up and leave him randomly, like in the middle of the fucking night. She packed up all her shit and fucking bounced out of there. Like maybe people need to find Charlene.
We need to have an interview with Shailene.
Yeah, and find out exactly what the fuck went on in that house.
Yes. Somebody asked if, do you believe that Kelly truly loves Wings?
In some sick sort of way, yeah. I think she does. And that's the saddest part of all that is like she's willing to stand by her man and fucking go down with the ship. And that's like the worst part of it all. Like she actually really fucking loves him. Like Wings of Redemption is what she wants. That's the man that she went and set out to fucking get. And fucking I remember there was a time on PKA where he was dogging her and talking about, hell no, I wouldn't ever date her, blah blah blah, yada yada bing boom. And then fucking fast forward to 4 years later and fucking out of nowhere he's fucking marrying her. Like he's done it out of convenience and she's done it out of the fact that she wanted a loving relationship with this motherfucker. And like the saddest part is he doesn't even realize that.
Yeah. So, what do you think is going to be the end result of all this? Do you think that soon Kelly will be so fed up she actually, she takes it to the chin and she's like, I'm done waiting for him to change. He's, 36 going on 37. I really can't take this anymore. I'm out of here. I mean, do you think they're going to get a divorce, or what do you think is going to end up happening?
I hope what ends up happening is like she actually watches some of this content and sees how other people perceive her relationship and what's happening from the outside, and she actually fucking like sees the truth that she should fucking leave him. And the end result would be that she would fucking leave him, or at the very least Wings would realize like maybe I should like give up the internet for my fucking like personal life and get that shit together and fucking do that. Like maybe Wings of Redemption's arc is that he gives up the internet for his wife, or maybe the other way it turns out is Kelly becomes the unexpected hero to come out of this and goes on to live a happy life without Richard.
Somebody had a question, and this is actually a pretty good question. They said, has Kelly ever brought up the divorce to you?
No. She every time I've told her that she should leave him, she's like, I'm not leaving him. And I was like, okay. That's what you say now.
Let's see. I'm reading chat for some questions. Uh, Somebody asked if she ever brought up him talking about the second surgery.
No, no, she didn't. But man, wouldn't that be a fucking crazy arc if that motherfucker actually got another fucking surgery? But
I mean, he brought it up. He said that he was thinking about it. Like, he said somebody in his chat who donated was a surgeon, and they were offering Wings a second surgery, and he said he was really thinking about doing it, but he's never talked about it since.
bro, he it's not gonna work for him. Like, he actively worked to stretch his fucking stomach back out to the proportion that it's in. Like, I'm gonna have to bring it up. Where's fucking Mr. YOLO Dick's newest video?
Somebody else wants to know, or this is a question I've seen a lot in the chat. They want to know if you truly like Kelly, like, and if you do, in what ways do you like her?
Okay, before I answer that, this is how hard he actively worked over the last 2 years to fucking stretch his stomach back out. The man is literally built like a fucking cheeseburger, bro. He's got a fucking bun, he's got a fucking hamburger, he's got a fucking other bun here. Fucking, like, I want to fucking, dude, he looks delicious. Look at this motherfucker, yo. He's made up of every fast food ever made, yo. You take a bite of that and it's fucking, like, literally the perfect food. Like Cartman's ass. Like, fucking, dude. He says his favorite fucking food is boneless wings. And this man is nothing but boneless wings. Like, that is literally what the fuck he is. But yeah, no, I told y'all, yeah, 100%. I actively started liking Kelly, and I thought she was a really sweet girl. And the problem with that is the more that I liked her, the more I started asking more personal questions about, like, her and Wings and things like that, and asking her how she felt about, like, you know, the fucking the allegations with the kids and all that shit. And, like, the more she stuck by him, the more it showed me that she's not going to leave him, and he's making her look bad by proxy because she's a good person standing by doing nothing while he's doing all this awful things on the fucking internet. And I was like, that was when I decided, I was like, bro, I'm just going to try to get as much fucking information as I can and expose it.
So, here goes another question. And I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this. They want to know if Kelly talked to you about this RealTawk situation, like you coming on here and talking about this, you know, everything that's going on. What did she have to say about you coming on RealTalk and kind of outing this entire situation?
She asked me not to come on RealTalk. She was like, please don't. And I was like, I won't if you don't block me. And then she blocked me like an hour later, and fucking, that's when I was like, yeah, yo, fuck it, let's go. Let's fucking full send, bro. Let's do it.
Let's see. Yo, Pure Excellence, yeah. The DMs will be released. I don't know how many more DMs there could possibly be. There's like 3 weeks worth. I mean, MorningAfterKill has sent me a fuckload. I mean, I'm talking about a fuckload. But those will end up being released again in a part 2 video. And I'm going to collaborate with Mr. Yellow Dick Swagger to put these out. But
yeah, we're going to pull from the PKA archives on this one.
Yes. Somebody said that she's sleeping outside with Bongo now in the shed. Oh, okay, so this is a good question. They said, did she talk about what her parents think about Wings, and how about her going to church?
She says she goes to church every Sunday. Wings doesn't go to church or get involved in any of the youth group activities that her and her niece are involved in. I told her when I was like, why did you marry him when you had Edmonton Skeptic warn you, your mother, and your nieces with all this fucking information. They linked them the videos of him saying, I'm about to have all this health insurance. You remember that, right? I'm pretty sure everybody does.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And fucking...
Yeah, everybody knows about the health insurance.
And she was like, yeah, my mom told... Her mom told him not to. And, like, her mom told... You know, he asked them for permission to fucking marry her. Her parents said, no, it's not right. Kelly's still, like, getting over her fucking surgery from fucking cancer and all that shit. And he went and popped the question anyway. He bought a ring and popped the question, knowing full well Kelly's going to say yes, because it's all she ever wanted to be was a fucking wife. You know what I mean? So, like, Kelly's family definitely doesn't really interact with their family very often. Her family lives, like, I think her mom's like an hour and a half away. So, like, she doesn't really get to see her mom as often as she likes. She kind of, like, misses her friends back home and shit.
So, does Kelly's parents like Wings, or are you saying that they're not too fond of him?
They don't approve. They don't approve of... They like I said, Edmonton Skeptic, like, hit up the whole family before fucking... they got married, and they tried to talk her out of it, and she still went through with it. And I asked her, I was like, why would you go through with it still? And she goes, I didn't think it was gonna be this bad. And I was like, to be honest, I think
that's exactly what she told me.
Wings escalated things, because he started getting, like, this whole ego complex. Like, he lost weight, he had a Mustang, now he had a wife, and he could step up to the plate anytime he wants, pimp. Remember, you know, fucking... and he was feeling himself, you know?
Man, the thing is like, I remember at one point, Wings said, oh yeah, you know, my mama, she doesn't really like Kelly, you know, they're arguing, they're fighting about something, like, you know, Kelly and Wings' mom, but he would always claim that Kelly's parents loved him. Like, they just adored him. Like, he was just a god and a savior for Kelly. And it's funny hearing you tell us that it's actually the complete opposite.
How is that a fact when he's been waiting 6 months for her dad to come over and hang the Braves jersey because, by his words, I'm not a carpenter. You don't gotta be a carpenter to hang a fucking picture on the wall, bro. Like, come on. He doesn't like I even said this in a DM to Kelly. I was like, bro, she was like, he has a traditional, because I told her, I was like, he treats you like gangsta granny. And she was like, well, he has a very traditional sense of what, like, a man and woman's roles is. And I was like, well, what the fuck is his role as a man? Like, he's not, like, he can't fucking hang shit on the wall. He doesn't change no oil. He can't fix no fucking car. He just sits there. I was like, he's the fucking child in the relationship. And she was like, can we please stop talking about this and let's be more positive and talk about, like, the Braves winning fucking playoffs and shit. I was like, that's the worst thing is, that's like, dude, that jersey she bought him isn't cheap. That's like a fucking World Series authentic fucking, like, Braves. That's like a $500 jersey that he just got sitting on the fucking ground behind him. Like, that just shows how much that he cares about the relationship. This is a good question. What's that?
This is a good question by Cobra. He said, did Wings have anything to do with Kelly losing her job? Like, did Kelly ever bring that up? You know, because from our understanding, Wings said that Kelly was having a rough time at work. He didn't like that she was working all the time. Like, you know, he was like, man, I never get to spend time with my wife because she works so many hours, and then she comes home and she's tired. So I never get to, you know, spend time with Kelly. And so he asked her to quit her job, and it's always been our assumption that he asked her to quit her job, and, you know, and then he just went off the deep end and just never spends time with his wife anymore at all. And I think he regrets it. So did she ever bring that up?
That didn't come up because when I first started talking to Kelly, she just started some new at-home job that she has right now. So I don't know anything about her prior, like, work or, like, history with.
Oh, okay.
Wings.
Yeah.
Here's the worst part, Chaotic. He said, imagine your daughter dating a 500-pound pig. I'd be mad as fuck. Imagine your fucking day of your wedding. You fucking plan this out your whole fucking day, and you fucking come down and your fucking husband's wearing a 10-inch top hat and suspenders. Like he belongs at the fucking table at the Django, bro. Like he's fucking sitting there negotiating with fucking Leonardo DiCaprio afterwards on fucking, you know, who's gonna fucking do what. Like, he can't even take that day seriously. One fucking day. You can't give her one fucking day to where you can't just be a fucking asshole. Like, I don't know about an eBay junk reseller, but I do know that she was trying to convince me that it was a good idea to sell pieces of Wings' shirt for like $10 on the fucking internet, and I was like, bro, I don't even want no fucking pieces of Wings fucking shirt.
Yeah, I wish I could have asked you to ask her about that before this whole situation blew up, because I would have loved to hear what she has to say about her cutting up Wings' Guinness shirt and selling it on eBay.
That's not even the shirt that anybody wants. I mean, motherfuckers want that Spider-Man shirt. That's what the fuck they want. Like, if he was smart, he would come out with that Spider-Man shirt, but instead of Spider-Man on it, it would be a fat version of fucking Wings breaking down on it. Like, he'd fucking bank money off of it, but he's not fucking smart enough to do shit like that.
Let's see. Someone asked, do you think Kelly will ever stick up for herself and stand up to Richard and be her own person despite him trying to manipulate her?
I hope so. I think after all this, because there's no way she's going to be able to ignore any of this, because fucking Richard is a doom scroller. He can't not see, like, if you watch the way he watches his chat, he always focuses on all the fucking negative. So you know he's probably sitting there right now fucking double fisting a fucking Yoo-Hoo, a Coke, and a fucking 30-piece of Zaxby's, and he's fucking, look, Kelly, look at what they're saying. Look what Mr. YOLO Dick Swagger said about me on the internet. I still can't believe he called her in there and be like, Mr. YOLO Dick Swagger's making fun of me. He's a fucking 40-year-old man, bro. You're fucking, dude, come on. Like, but I hope she's looking at all this shit and everybody's just looking at how much of a fucking joke her relationship is with him, and she realizes that she's so much better than that, and she fucking's like, she's like, you know what? Right now, Kelly's 189 pounds, yo. That's not too bad, you know what I mean? Like, I've fucked worse. I damn sure have, bro. Like, of course,
somebody said he's probably stress eating right now. Yeah,
that man went through a whole fucking case of fucking honey buns tonight.
I feel bad for Kelly right now because she's probably being forced to sit in that living room on the couch and watch this entire stream. Wings is probably looking over at her like, is this true? Did this really happen? Did you really say that about me, Kelly?
Is there a story behind my missing tooth? Nah, yeah, I had like diabetes, fucking drank a bunch of sugar, and fucking diabetes makes your fucking teeth fall out. Watch, you'll see. Wings' teeth will start falling out in the next few years. You'll see. That's what's next on the list is fucking the health saga. That's the next arc for Wings of Redemption. After the divorce saga comes his fucking extreme decline into fucking rapid, like, fucking heart failure, fucking diabetes, and possibly fucking I'm gonna say like fucking like circulation issues too, because he's fucking holding all sorts of water weight in his fucking legs and shit. She said that Wings doesn't go to the doctor. He doesn't like going to the doctor, and fucking she has to like beg and plead for him to go to the doctor, like, and shit like that. So like she claims that he's not diabetic, but she refused to fucking give him a blood sugar test for me to prove it.
Yo, champ. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and eventually Giga Richard is gonna upload the highlights from this interview and whatnot.
Okay. I don't know if you know, but like you can
Uh,
go on your Twitch and go to your video producer, and you can download it from there, and then you'll have like pretty much like raw footage of it, like native footage.
oh yeah, yeah. I seen that earlier.
Yeah, I think Aaron was telling the truth on majority of things. I don't know about like Kelly saying he stinks or anything like that, but I feel like you ever like hear somebody lie, but they're telling the truth at the same time, and it's like, wow. So he's basically saying that he thinks Wings House stinks, but he's putting it in Kelly's mouth. You know what I mean? So I feel like majority of the shit that Aaron was saying was like on point, but he backed it up because he's dumb enough to think that fucking you could sue somebody for talking shit on the internet. When you were a public figure, we're allowed to comment on your public statements and actions. That's a fact.
Someone wants to know if you would dump your current relationship to get with Kelly.
No, I've actually told Kelly that. I was like, if you want, like, you're more than welcome to come join my relationship, but I'm not gonna leave my girlfriend for any girlfriend. That's like, me and my girlfriend are currently like, cause she can't have a kid, so we're looking for like somebody that's like fucking like somewhere between like 30, 37, 38 years old to fucking join our relationship and have be a best friend to my girlfriend while also giving me children. But she said she doesn't share. And I was like, that's okay. Wings don't fuck you anyway. It's like, you're not sharing at all.
Someone wants to know if she ever mentioned any of the times that he has made her cry.
No, actually, like, she she always tries to stick up for him. But she always says the same thing. He's kind and he helps people. But like it feels like canned responses. Like she's never really like given any actual specific, like the only time she's like one time my niece was in a bad situation and fucking they housed her for a couple days and fucking Jordy didn't raise no fucking issues about it. I'm like, so like that's the best you could do is like he let somebody stay at the house for a couple days. Like I was not really impressed by that at all. Too much.
Yeah.
But not she hasn't really she always sticks up for him with like the same fucking tired bullshit, which is that's how you know it's fucking bullshit. It's like if I ask you, be like, hey, fucking give me a specific fucking thing that you like about your relationship. It's not hard to be like, hey, my girlfriend's my best friend. This is what we do. Blah blah blah. But like, even when you look at the fucking the air fryer saga, like I was talking to her that whole fucking day. I could show an entire fucking conversation of her complaining. Like she's like that day. This is exactly what wanted to happen. She wanted to go to Best Buy to get the air fryer. So, because I was trying to convince her to get the Ninja Foodie. I was like, get the Ninja Foodie. She's like, I want to see them in fucking person. Because I told her, I was like, air fryers changed my life. She's been looking at an air fryer for a while, so she decided to pull the trigger on it. Like, I'm literally, that whole saga was because me and Kelly were talking behind the fucking scene. So, she fucking wanted to go to Best Buy, which is like an hour away, to get a fucking air fryer. And then she wanted to come home with enough time to be daylight so she can go walking and kayaking and get a little bit of exercise. But then Wings was like, I can't go. We gotta stay home. We're not going anywhere. Fucking Modern Warfare 2 beta's out and somebody gave me a code for $1 on eBay and I can't not fucking play this for the next fucking 2 hours and shit like that. And fucking Like he threw like that whole big fit on fucking stream and shit like that, and like, and she was like behind the scenes telling me, and she's like, I was like, it's fucked up. Like you're actively trying. I was like, it's like, do you not see this, Kelly? You're actively trying to lose weight, and you want to go and buy this for your health and his health, and he's actively sabotaging that. Like he's not helping you out at all. Do you not see this? Like, I just, I feel like she's going to eventually see that this man doesn't want to fucking, like, he doesn't want to win. You know why? Because Wings of Redemption makes no money being a winner. If he won, he makes no money. He makes too much money being broken. You know, he gets too much attention being a fucking pity case. Some people don't want to be fixed. How many blunts a day? I'm trying
Somebody
to keep
had
down
a good
to 5.
question.
What's up?
I was about to say, Prodigy had a good question. He says, what do you think of Wings making excuses of all of these allegations? Basically, like, you know, shrugging it off.
Oh, yeah, it's a fucking military grade copium right there. I don't even like that fucking word because I got dragged with that shit fucking last week, yo. Everyone's like, you're reading copium. And I'm like, bro, I'm just fucking happy with myself. Don't fucking tell me I'm fucking coping. But no, that motherfucker is coping. Like, he's like, here's the thing. He was reacting to the first 24 hours of conversation between me and her. Like, he wasn't even telling him that I was talking to her for 3 fucking weeks at that point. And he knows that. Like, definitely coping pretty fucking hard on that one. Show us the goods. Well, here's the thing. Since I got blocked on Twitter, my DMs on my phone, if I go ahead and fucking scroll through, are only gonna stop at, like, last week. But, I mean, there's... Look, hold on, I'll show you. This is where it goes to, like, last week. And that's still a lot, yo. It's like...
Yo, this is a good question, too, whenever you get to it. He says, do you actually believe that Wings has never laid a hand on Kelly?
I sure as hell hope not, because I've went to jail for that shit already once in my fucking life, yo. Like, dead up serious. I can't stand men that put their fucking hands on women like that, yo. It's like a fucking... Because I grew up in New Jersey, yo, and for some reason people in New Jersey think it's okay to fucking put hands on women. And I fucking... That is like one of my biggest pet peeves in my motherfucking life, yo. But I don't... I think he's more emotional abusive than anything, than physical. I don't think he has the balls to hit her yet. I told her to hit him. I was like,
oh yeah,
and she's,
yeah, that was
no.
gold.
Here's the thing. I wasn't trying to get her to abuse him or domestic violence. I was saying in that conversation, because she has the fucking mother grandmother like dynamic with him, maybe she should try to fucking smack him across the head once and fucking see how he responds to that type of stimuli, like a fucking child, yo. Just fucking give him a good fucking pop right on the back of the motherfucking head and be like, hey, get the fuck up. We're going to fucking Red Lobster because I don't want to eat at Zaxby's tonight. The fucking ultimate feast, and you're paying for it, motherfucker. I'm hungry.
We hungry.
All right. I feel like we've answered like every question possible.
Yeah, probably.
We've been live for an hour and a half, but I'm not gonna lie, this whole interview was full of gold. So MorningAfterKill, I just want to say thank you so much for coming by on the podcast and helping us out and
always
giving us the the juicy details and all the insight that we've all wanted to hear.
I got you, man. And like I said, I got plenty of other stuff that like it'll take me like a while to go through to find like all the good stuff in there. But like you got some of the more like the better shit out of it right now. So that shit will be coming out over the next few days, and you guys will be collabing with YOLO Dick Swagger and get that shit done.